Good afternoon, Pisces, and welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I like to do is just to go on and give you your ex-lover's romantic reading, just to see how your ex presently feels about you, and to see whether he or she will take any actions towards those feelings. Okay. Now I've decided today to use my zombie deck as already shuffled and illustrated as we see here. Okay. And I've also used a variety of other oracle cards to just give you a bit more part advice into your situation, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in doing this reading, I'm going to announce the signs that appear as we go through this reading, and I'm going to give you a message. And if it resonates with you guys, go on and give it a big thumbs up. And if you've yet to subscribe, please take a few moments to do so now. Okay? So, prior to getting into your reading here, um, I like to just go in and just make a few general observations, with what I'm seeing here with your card layout here. This is only the tarot cards first, okay? So what I'm seeing here is that, you know, you have a predominance here of swords. So when you have a predominance of swords in a reading, it certainly suggests to me that there's certainly a lot of conflict and a lot of challenges that perhaps that you've been up against with this ex, and perhaps you may be still experiencing some of those challenges. Okay, and you're just waiting, just kind of waiting on what actions he or she might take. That I'm kind of getting. Okay. You also have two eights actually showing in your reading here. And this kind of represents, frivolous type pleasures, ladies and gentlemen, or it could even represent a passing love fancy, and an unlooked for development that may have occurred. I'm kind of getting. Okay. And then you have two fives there. So that's kind of all about challenges, and that this combination suggests that really there's a need for cautions and vigilance and foresight, and it could potentially be with someone new that you're going to be meeting, and I'm going to get into that aspect of the reading in just one short. Okay, because it seems like that the um, situation that you may have with this new person I'm getting is going to be more like a brief seductive interlude, and it appears to be very ill advised. I'm getting, because I'm only feeling it's like more of a passing infatuation, and it could bring you some disappointment and regret if you don't be cautious. Okay. I'm also, just to get back with this ex, I'm feeling that the ex may have had some type of commitment issues, and he or she might have loved to play the field here. And it could be vice versa. It could have been you that was doing this. So understand that, you know, it could go both ways, okay? I'm seeing someone that may have gotten into a weight loss type program too that's showing up in your reading here. And I'm also picking up on boredom, Perhaps you're bored, and because you're so frustrated, or you've been frustrated on waiting, I'm kind of getting. Or, depression, or having some type of remorse, I'm getting over a situation here. Okay? And I'm also feeling too that this ex might even also, in fact, be a very authoritarian type person, a very authoritative type person. Okay? So let's first start off with just looking at these oracle cards, or some of the oracle cards, and then we're going to get into the reading here, because it certainly shows that the ex sees you as his or her soulmate. And the ex definitely, if he or she hasn't returned, they will be returning. And you can expect some type of telephonic communication that's going to be coming towards you quite soon here. Because there is certainly, by being, having this soulmate attraction, there's certainly a strong magnetic attraction here. You two have very great, strong chemistry together. Okay? And I'm feeling too that if you want your situation to improve, you need to perhaps make the effort to kind of make it improve, you know? And as I was saying from the onset, it seems that you guys may have met a new person here, because you have the new love here. and you're probably just simply right now trying to take the time to really get to know one another here, you know. But I'm kind of getting an image in my head that's kind of telling me to tell you, just as I've kind of observed from the observations, is that you might want to beware of this new person I'm feeling, or any type of warning signs. Don't overlook them, okay? Or you're going to end up getting yourself right back into the same position and having this ex. You don't want to create another, right? Okay, so it seems that it is multiple people that's in your reading here. Okay, so why don't we just go on and dive right into your reading here and just look at the card that fell to the bottom of the deck? We have the Nine of Cups there. Okay, so with the Nine of Cups, it denotes a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And of course, if you are involved in astrology, it's Jupiter is in Pisces with this card here. Okay? So this card is all about satisfaction and happiness, as you see from this image here, this tropical paradise here that this lady seems to have wished to materialize. Okay? It's all about renewal, ladies and gentlemen, of passion, as well as fulfillment. Okay? So it seems that many of you are kind of hoping, your ex has changed. And really, I'm feeling reevaluating your status, or your situation, examining both the pluses and negative. But I feel that you're very confused here, okay? And since this is the wish card, ladies and gentlemen, you're certainly going to definitely get your wish. But you might want to be careful what you wish for at times because it might come true. But with this, it certainly will come true. So I see a phone call is indeed imminent with this card. And keep in mind that your wish may not materialize in the way you expect it, or the way that you expect it to happen, you know? And because sometimes it usually comes at the last minute when you just feel like you should just give up and there's a lost cause here, you know? I'm also seeing many of you also even going out to a gathering of some sort. But in any event with this card, your situation will in fact improve. And this card is kind of letting you know that the time for waiting is finally over, you know? And the person that you may be dealing with, or the ex, one of you may be a bit overindulgent, or, you like to party a lot, like more like a party type animal, okay, that I'm kind of getting, okay? Now let's move right along and examine how your situation kind of went in the past here. We have the moon, all right? So with the moon, it connects with water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Normally Pisces, okay? So this card brings about a fear of like being so worried and scared, or having felt this way because it's in the past. It's all about indecision, self-deception, as well as deception, mystery and illusions of all sorts, as well as psychic awareness here, okay? In dreams. And anything that is like trickery or secrecy. So this certainly shows that your past seemed to have been riddled with much deception and perhaps disappointment, in that I'm feeling your ex really kind of hurt you and let you down in some way, you know? And perhaps some of you may have discovered a secret of some sort that have come out, or just came to the surface. And it could be by either way. You could have done something to the ex. So keep in mind that the energy goes both ways, okay? But I'm feeling that this ex had a way, I'm feeling, of kind of pulling the wool over your eyes. And this caused a lack of trust, ladies and gentlemen. Yet you still found it, you still found it very hard to kind of really let go of this situation, you know? Because his ex appeared to me uh, to be a very good smooth talker, um, and always kind of making promises that he or she never keeps, or does something opposite from what he or she said that he or she would do. So it kind of brings to mind to me uh, that song that everybody plays a fool sometimes, right? So here again, you were very, very, very confused here, that I'm kind of getting here in the past with your situation with this ex. So let's forward move to The present here, you have strength there. And notice that you have two major arcana cards there just starting off your reading here. So it shows that the 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 things that have been happening have been affecting you majorly. You know, with the strength card being in the present, it's certainly all about reconciliation here. It connects with fire signs, Leo. Okay, so this card is all about action. Inner strength and courage. And even overcoming weaknesses, as well as patience, ladies and gentlemen. So your situation, to me, appears very passionate and suspenseful at this time, and I feel that many of you really, really want to reignite the flames with this X, because this card really shows a vast improvement after a painful past, as we already see here from that moon card there. And it kind of hints that you might need to take baby steps, or some of you might even already be doing this, and kind of be a bit more patient with this X. Okay? And I'm picking up a person that seems to be very athletic, or uh, maybe lift weights or something. A very athletic type person that I'm kind of getting here. I see you trying to kind of really, in your situation, I see you avoiding rehashing or hurting, or trying to stop hurting over what happened between the two of you. And you might even have considered, or you might even be in process of discussing moving in together, or just simply, um, just renovating here your place, or just moving to a different area, you know, or just simply discussing, your future intentions together. Okay. So now let's turn our attention to more so your ex, how your ex really feels about you here. Okay. So we have the Eight of Wands, ladies and gentlemen. So that connects with fire signs, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And Mercury is in Sagittarius with this card. So your ex is he or she feels very that you're very excited. You're an individual that appears to always be on the go. An individual very adventurous, someone very lively, very observant, seductive, very sexy, attractive, very lively, yet at times impatient. And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind this could just as easily be your feelings for your ex too. So just keep that in mind, okay? I'm going to keep reiterating it so that you can, understand how sometimes it can be vice versa, okay? Let's look at your next card here. We have the Four of Swords, okay? So with the Four of Swords, it connects with air signs, okay? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So Jupiter is in Libra with this card. So the X sees you as an individual who might even be recuperating, as a person that is reevaluating things, as a person that's resting, retreating, you know, even someone that's being passive or acting very passive, or it could even potentially be someone that sees you as a person that's acting a bit dead to them in some sense, okay? So now let's turn our attention to your feelings for your ex. And again, it could go vice versa here. So we have the Two of Hazards. Okay, so with the Two of Hazards, that connects with earth signs, okay? Taurus, Capricorn, as well as Virgo. So Jupiter is in Capricorn with this card. So, you know, you feel your ex probably more than likely has multiple relationships, You see your ex as a hard worker. You see your ex as someone who really needs to make a decision, as an individual that's a jack of all trades, if you will. Even a player, a Jezebel or Casanova type, and even as flexible and versatile. But he or she procrastinates a lot, that I'm kind of getting, and how you may see that person. Okay? So let's move right along and just see exactly, just to add to that, we also have the Five of Swords there. So with the Five of Swords, it connects with air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And Venus is in Aquarius with this card. So you see the ex as being a bit uncertain, very rebellious, as even an individual who might be even mourning, as a user with an agenda. It's very cowardice, you know. As someone who really doesn't give a damn, who wants to perhaps humiliate you in some way, or might want to kind of return for some type of revenge. Okay, so that's why it's imperative. That's why I asked, perhaps that it may be something that you've done to them. Because this card is all about one-upmanship, betrayal, and manipulation. You know, it's all about a troublemaker. That you may see the X as that too, as someone who certainly doesn't deserve your trust. Okay. So now let's turn our attention to what's not important in your situation, and kind of focusing your energy in this direction will not get you the results that you're so wishing to achieve here. Okay. So we're going to look at the next card here. We have the Six of Hazards. Okay, so with that card, that connects with earth signs once again. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And so the moon is in Taurus with this card. So it's certainly not important for you at this time to be generous, to kind of offer any type of help or financial type assistance, or even give, or even expect support in return in some way, or even wish for it to happen. Okay, because you're going to be wasting your time, because it ain't going to happen. So now let's go on and look and see what is important. Okay, Five of Cups there. Okay, so with the Five of Cups, it connects with water signs: Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So Mars is in Scorpio with this card. So it's certainly important for you to stop dwelling on misfortunes, and stop feeling guilt or regretful or even bitterness, or even it's time for you to take time to heal. Even perhaps show your ex how much she or he has hurt you, and just, share your feelings from the bottom of your heart, ladies and gentlemen. And if some of you have problems, really doing so here, just to further kind of, look at your oracle cards here, let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others there, you know. But you have to make the effort here. Okay? So now let's move right along and see what's hidden in your situation that you may be unaware. Okay? We have the Ace of Swords. Okay? So with the Ace of Swords, it connects with air signs: Aquarius, Libra, as well as Gemini. Okay? So this certainly shows that you're going to receive some type of call or text or telephonic type communication from it appears, a very dominating, authoritative, feel type person, or a mental type person who seems to be very passionate. And I'm seeing that you're going to have a very passionate sexual encounter. But, ladies and gentlemen, you certainly have to make a decision, because you have also, if you haven't already, you're going to meet someone else new, as already shown here too by this card here, the new love here. And this card is suggesting the same thing. You're going to meet a new interest, and you're going to kind of get what you are kind of hoping for and what you've been dreaming for, okay? But I think that you might need to, again, watch out for the red flags that kind of pop up around you. I definitely see you communicating clearly with this card with your ex, which will foster change, I'm getting, in your situation, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So let's go on and look on what's your outcome here. We have the Knight of Cups. With the Knight of Cups, of course, it connects with water signs: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So again, it shows some type of proposal or invitation that's going to be coming towards you, and you're going to be very happy to get it. You're not going to want to turn it down here, I'm feeling. But try to approach the matter, this situation, with a more loving spirit or kind heart, and try to reconcile your differences if you can, because I'm feeling that that's where the cards are kind of, leaning you, ladies and gentlemen, towards doing here. Okay? And keep in mind your foundation. Look at how you're really committed to love, ladies and gentlemen. You know? And again, just as the moon card has told you, listen with your heart, because you are listening, but you really need to hear with a real loving heart here. And just to go back to the moon here, you might also need to see, just because you see in the bird here carrying a symbol here, just so you might even be receiving signs in your dreams. Watch what comes up in your dream here, and understand that there isn't an absence of love in your life here because indeed love is all around you, you know? And there's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this, ladies and gentlemen, that's the truth. And again, to further emphasize the fact that, when you're making an effort and with all of this attraction that you're kind of radiating to those around you, practice a bit more compassion, try to see things from a different vantage point, unlike what you've been accustomed to doing here. Okay? And lavish, ladies and gentlemen, the one you love with personal attention, ladies and gentlemen, as well as affection. Because sometimes when you really let a person know how, they affect you, you improve your situation so much, I'm kind of feeling, you know? So now I have a few more cards that I'm going to share with you here. Um, we have Awaken here. Okay. So although there may have been challenges in your situation, this card is kind of asking you to, you know, even though the person may have hurt you a lot, take the high road, be the better person in the situation here, you know? And then you have abundance there. And this card is kind of telling you that, ladies and gentlemen, that some of you may have been kind of lacking off in terms of kind of taking care of your body and your health, you know? And this card is kind of asking you perhaps to just add more organic foods or, foods or plant-based type foods, more so into your diet, that this card is kind of showing me here, you know? And to trust your intuition to help you through the process, ladies and gentlemen, because it'll certainly get you there. Okay? And let's see what we have here. And understand that with your relationship, it's going through a transformative process. So your relationship with one another, with this ex, I feel is certainly about to deepen, and love certainly conquers and transform all things, you know? And then you have a strong sexual union as you have with that chemistry card. Honor the place in one another, ladies and gentlemen, where you are one eternal soul. Because from there or for there, you're going to certainly find the true bliss that your heart so wants, And really, you have the freedom because certainly there is nothing stopping you because the path is clear, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want that. And if you really want it to be clear here, you know? And by all calls, honor yourself, okay? And try to be beautiful to those around you and to those that really love you here, you know? And ask yourself, what would love do? Do you know why it's so easy for us in this unseen and when we're unseen things here that quickly pinpoints our whereabouts, because you leave behind the footprints here of love, okay? And in closing, ladies and gentlemen, understand that from a physical perspective, some relationship might even sometimes seem a bit to be less perfect than others. Yet from a higher perspective, all relationships are really sacred because um, they really each kind of help us to grow in love and they help us to grow in wisdom, you know? And understand that two hearts certainly merge through an explosion of love, you know, they're united. And together, the two of you will, in fact, fulfill your dreams, you know? And offer your knowledge through the wisdom card here. You're called upon to impart your knowledge to others and share equally. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for you. I certainly hope that this reading has offered food for thought. I look forward to hearing your comments. Um, be sure to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, and like and share. And if you need a personal reading, contact me at WAT61073 at gmail.com. Enjoy your day.